There's this Republican that I've been hearing a lot about. I've been seeing him in a lot of different stuff. And I gotta admit, it kind of hit me a different way because it doesn't seem to be, Tim Scott. His name is Byron. Byron Donald is his name. What's his name? I think he's out of Florida. Okay, so he looks like he's on the short list to be Donald Trump's running mate or something to that extent. He talks like in a language that we understand. And I never heard him do the Tim Scott beg face. Y'all know the Tim Scott beg face, don't you? Oh, come on, people. It's not right when you talk about race. Race is not the problem. Oh, come on. Oh, Jesus. Stop doing it, blacks. Stop saying race exists. Just stop. It's wrong. My pants are tight. I've got a yeast infection. What happened to the girlfriend, Tim Scott? Someone needs to ask him right now. Where's the wife? When's the date? I want to come to it. I want to interview both of you. I want to see you together. I'll be in the tail of his chemistry. But anyway, this guy Byron, whatever his name is, he's like, he's a regular brother, wears a little Maga hat and shit. Just, so what I'm saying is, we gotta do a better job of supporting the inner city youth, and we'll do this to allocate budgets and we'll do what we need to do. And we're supporting Donald Trump because Donald Trump is a better candidate. That's all there is to it. If there was someone else who was more qualified for it, then we would consider that. But as it stands, the Democratic Party is a Democratic plantation, and that's no good for the Black American or any American, that is. As a patriotic American, I believe that the Republican Party is a better party. It's a better party for pursuing my ambitions and goals. And as a young Republican, I want to lead all conservative young people towards that degree. And yeah, they made him a little bit different than Tim Scott. And the fact that he's from Florida and he went out there and he disagreed with Ron DeSantis when Ron DeSantis said that slavery taught Black enslaved people great job skills. Yeah, I thought that was pretty gutsy of him. But then he went on the Abby Phillips show and he proved that he's one of those politicians that once he climbs the ladder, he'll pull it up behind himself so you can't climb it.
Years old, you were charged with a marijuana possession, intent to distribute charge, but you didn't go to jail for it. A lot of people probably don't know that about you, but one of the interesting things that's come up is that you have this bill that you support that...
Hold tight, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that about me till just now. Now they know, though. Thanks a lot, sister. That's how it looked, didn't it? Like, oh, now they know nothing. Okay, this is what we doing. We going in on me now. That's what we doing. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. His face looked like, oh.
Addresses crime in D.C. and it distribute charge, but you didn't go to jail for it. A lot of people probably don't know that about you, but one of the interesting things that's come up is that you have this bill that you support that addresses crime in D.C., and it actually restricts the district from creating laws that would have leniency potentially in the sentencing for people who are younger, people who are 18 to 25 years old. You benefited from leniency. You benefited from a diversion program that kept you out of jail. Why shouldn't that be available to other teens right now?
Listen, that's a great question. First of all, when I was 18 years old, it was possession of marijuana. I had it. Make no excuses for it. It was wrong. It's wrong at any other time. I had to deal with it then, and I moved on with my life, like every man and woman should. When you mess up, you make up, but you never give up. I never gave up on myself, and neither did my family, neither did my friends. Now to the bill that you're talking about. What's going on in the District of Columbia is that they treat all offenders from the ages of 25 and younger as minors. No other state in the country does that. No other jurisdiction does that. So all we did in the nation's capital is say, you're going to treat D.C. offenders 18 and younger as minors like everybody else does. That's what we did. That's the appropriate application of the law because juvenile crime is up massively in D.C. and D.C. is not safe.
I, as a former D.C. resident, I lived there for many, many years. I understand what's going on in the district and the challenges that they're facing with crime. But You were also 18 years old. You were an adult.
I was.
And you benefited from a diversion program that allowed you to not actually serve time for your offense.
The state of Florida had a
I
diversion
wonder,
program, yes.
I mean, why should that not be available? If you're an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old in the district, why shouldn't it be possible under certain circumstances, I'm not saying in blanket cases, for those individuals to benefit from the same kind of leniency that you did?
Now, are we talking about having a dime bag in your pocket, or are we talking about?
I'm just talking about discretion, which is based on a case-by-case
But Abby, let's be
basis.
consistent.
You're asking me to clarify, so I just want to clarify what I'm asking.
But I want to be consistent. Are we talking about somebody having a dime bag in their pocket, or are we talking about carjacking? Because the crimes in D.C. that are being tried as juveniles for people who are 22, 23, 24 is carjacking. It is burglary. Hold on now.
I understand, but your bill is a blanket bill.
That is wrong.
It doesn't discriminate based on
And because the D.C. City Council does not take crime seriously, then it is incumbent upon Congress to do that. And that's what we're going to do.
One of the interesting things about
do you want the nation's capital to be safe? I know I do.
Congressman, one of the interesting things about this, though, is that it actually prevents the D.C. officials from making laws that actually are stricter on crime. Why would you want to do that?
The D.C. City Council has proven, frankly, for the last decade, that they are not interested in actually prosecuting crime and keeping people safe in D.C. They went through a series of bills that they wanted to do.
Okay. Wow, I didn't know he was that hypocritical. Hey, Byron, man, look, I don't care how you slice it, right? If you got a break, Byron, everyone should get a break, Byron. How you gonna come out being a tough on crime person, not even in your own damn state, in D.C.? Why aren't you in D.C. worried about D.C.? I'm sorry, why aren't you in Florida worried about Florida crime? And why come the bill can't say for nonviolent crime? Yeah, won't you go after violent crime, not nonviolent crime? How hard is that to put in the legislation? What was the rationale for the D.C. government deciding they wanted to treat younger people with different set of rules as opposed to more seasoned adults? What was it? Where's the argument for that side of the equation? Abby's not really making it other than to say, hey, Byron, you got caught with weed when you were a kid, so it sounds a little hypocritical. But what else? I'm talking about, I want to know more about what was the thinking with D.C. when they did it. Now, I know from my own studies that the human brain is not fully formed until about 25 years old. So the decision-making ability of a younger person is not that of an older person. That is one of the reasons why people are upset when we see these older celebrity types like Diddy dealing with young kids. Because the brain is not the same. It hasn't matured yet. So decision-making, reasoning, knowing the actual consequences of your actions, these are all important things. If you don't totally grasp that this moment can ruin the rest of your life forever, ever, well, that may determine how you act and what you do, how you behave.
To walk away from that mistake and do better going forward. And so my story is indicative of that. But what we also have to do is make sure that adults are tried as adults. I was not tried.
If that was applied to you when you were 18 and when you were 21, you would have been facing jail time.
When I was 18 in Florida, they treated me like I was 18 as an adult who can sign a contract, who can go into the military, who can do so many other things, who could vote. They treated me as an adult. That's all we're saying to do in the District of Columbia.
I just want to note that when you were 21, you faced more charges again.
I did.
Also did not go to jail in Florida as well.
But hold on, let's be clear. I did serve 2 years of probation. I went through that process. I did have to go and have it adjudicated. I went through that process. I also, under Florida law, went and had it sealed. I went through that process. And then when all that stuff was done, I did also go get a job, become a standing member up in my community, served in my church, coach kids in basketball and football.
I think it's absolutely...
built a family. I did all those things as well.
I think
it is possible, but you cannot be lenient. There has to be laws on the books that hold people accountable.
Congressman, there's no question there was leniency available to you. That is why you have such an extraordinary story.
There is leniency in the law in so many other places, but what
So
what DC
I don't say,
well, hold on,
I don't
Abby,
say,
but
no,
you got to
understand
be
how you can say
consistent.
you cannot
What
be lenient
DC
when there
is
was
doing is not
leniency
about
available to
leniency
you.
and it's not about second chances. What DC is doing is this radical progressive view of criminal justice, which is making communities less safe. That's what I oppose.
I want to
Yeah, what you oppose is realistic ideas that actually work. Yeah, guys, like, fuck this guy. Yeah, fuck him. I mean, I know there's other words that could be more artful with this, but let me just keep it real with you for a second. And let's just be totally honest and real with you. There are studies that show that increasing the penalties for crimes do not prevent crime. So that's not how you prevent crime. What you do is you take away the reasons for people to commit crime. Of course, there will always be some people that do crazy shit. But basically, most people do crime when they're in a financial situation that premeditates them into that course of action. Like not having your bills paid, not being able to find a good job, living check to check, or living couch surfing, or all these types of incidents, or all these types of financially related circumstances even put you in the proximity of other people who commit crimes. It's all the same thing. So until we remedy the reasons that actually create crime, we'll never stop crime. Very few people steal the chicken if they can buy the chicken and pay their bills, right? It's just how it is. But once again, it's an ineffective as legislator. He's a lawmaker, dog. These people are lawmakers, and they have no new ideas. It's just the conservatives want us to throw more people in jail, so let's throw more people in jail. And I reported that it's not just conservatives. May I remind you, I did a full-ranging deep dive on Kamala Harris once again. I did it in 2022, 2021, several times in 2020, about her criminal justice background and how she was one of those people that talk just like this guy, just like Byron Donald, just like it. So if you are a Democrat or if you voted Democrat in the past and you don't like the way this guy's talking, that's the same way Kamala talked. That was her exact thing when she was Attorney General. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't go to jail. I'm not saying that people in D.C. that are committing crimes such as carjackings, stick-ups robberies, armed robberies, things like that, I'm not saying those people should not be punished for that. I'm not on that we can't enforce any laws. What I'm saying is there's a lot of problems in D.C., and some of those problems have to do with gentrification, have to do with income inequality. It's a huge... D.C. has the worst inequality of any state. It's not even a state, but any state in the United States. Because all the new people came in with all the money, you got all the poor people still sitting there around a bunch of rich people. That's part of the problem. And then there's gangs and stuff too. But just like Kamala Harris, when Kamala Harris was Attorney General, she was making fun of poor people going, we can't build more schools, we got to build more jails. She mocked people who wanted to build better schooling for children, for young people, instead of more jail cells. Where's the ideas? Where's the goals? Where's the vision for a better tomorrow if all you want to do is lock people up and throw away the key? And remember, most of the people that are in jail, what are they in jail for? Drugs. Not carjacking. Drugs is the number one crime. That's like half of the people in jail are there for drugs. Same reason why Byron almost went. But I think Byron Donald's goose is cooked here. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a whole lot of Republicans going, oh, great. A guy who went to jail or should have went to jail. Because that's what you're saying, right? You should have went to jail. And then you got out and you did some more shit. And you should have went to jail again and you didn't. Both times, someone was lenient. The system said, here goes a kid. Why are we throwing him away? And you know why you got that opportunity, Byron? Because I bet you somewhere someone looked out for your ass. Maybe you had good parents, or parents that had good jobs, or parents that were not on the system, or something. Somebody looked out for you, whether it be a preacher, or a school, or a principal, or something, a teacher. Someone had your back. Someone enabled you to get leniency. Somebody supported you. Somebody advocated for you so that and look what you were able to do. Given the opportunity, why can't you do that for somebody else? As if when you were 18, you didn't know that you were breaking the law. You knew you were breaking the law, but your brain did not process that you could be throwing your entire life away for that weed. Right? Your brain did not process that. Your brain said, hey, it's not me. Hey, this is not a big deal. Hey, everybody does this. Hey, and you never considered, yeah, maybe everybody does it, but you might be the one that gets caught. And what would that mean for your life? And it ain't worth it. Anyway, I think Byron Donald's goose is cooked. I think he's done here. Because as hypocritical as the Republican Party, a lot of those members are, they ain't going to want to hear your story. I mean, they like you, but they ain't going to want to hear your story. They're like, oh, black guy with a blemish on his record. Let's go with the unblemished record of the person who didn't grow up under these circumstances. Why would they not? Why would they be lenient, Byron, with you now over your past? You're still looking for leniency. That's what you're looking for. Looking for consideration and weighing you on a scale that looks at you in totality. That's not how the court system works. But that's what you're hoping people would do and make you vice presidential running mate for Donald Trump. Funny how that works. All right.